Hello, thank you for joining me for Pilates for Postnatal. For all the mothers out there, this is a class for you. Well, I have a 3-year-old daughter, her name is Kaya, and I did the journey myself after giving birth, after pregnancy, how to gain my pelvic floor muscle connection back, how to gain my strength back, how to get my abdominals back so they are strong, they are ready to do what we mothers have to do. So congratulations on your birth. Before we start the class, if you have given birth in any way, it's a natural birth or the C-section, make sure you have given yourself enough time to recover. Okay, so if you had a natural birth, say, give yourself about 6 weeks to recover and rest. You don't have to straight away do it the week after you've given birth. No, just take your time. If you had a cesarean birth, give yourself a little bit longer to recover. Okay, so I would say 10 weeks, sometimes 12 weeks. That's okay. Allow your scar to heal properly. And then the other thing is that have your diastasis recti checked. If you don't know how to check it, I will create a little workshop, a little booster video for you to teach you how to check your diastasis, okay? And if you and if you have been going to a physio, to a doctor, have them check for you and see where you are at. So just be very careful with the opening of the abdominal. Let it heal too. This class is safe for any mothers who have a diastasis recti after birth. But do me a favor. Really try to draw in the abdominal wall and not let it hang out, okay, when you're doing this class. Okay, so moving on to the class. I have 2 cushions here. They're pink, they're cute, but you don't have to have pink. You can also use a sleeping pillow if you don't have any cushion at home. Now, I just have 2. You can have 3 or 4. However you need. What we're going to do with this cushion is I want you to sit on them, right? So I have 2 here. I want you to straddle your body over the cushion like so. You see, you can have 3 or 4 or even more, depending on how supple your hips are, how flexible you are, how tall you are. I'm not that tall. I'm only 5'1", so this is sufficient for me. So go ahead and straddle your body, your pelvis onto the cushion. So you'll find that you have your pelvic floor resting on the cushion. Okay, maybe a little bit tender for some of you, maybe just fine for some of you. I don't know how far away you are from when you gave birth to your baby. Right, so I just want you to sit on them. Okay, and I want you to feel the pelvic floor, okay? How it is resting on the cushion. I want you to tip the pelvis forward. You'll find or you'll feel that your urethra is resting on the cushion or the pillow. And I want you to bring your pelvis upright. You'll find that that vaginal opening is resting on it. And then when you tip the pelvis back, you'll find that the posterior, the anus opening is resting on it. Okay, so I want you to travel on the 3 openings as you rock forward and you rock backward. Just a little massage for the pelvic floor muscle. Okay, may feel a little bit tender at some area. Just, you can lift up the pressure off the cushion and, allowing yourself to be a little bit more comfortable on it. Okay, so just rock it back, rock it forward. All right, Okay, now you know where your pelvic floor muscles are, right? Okay. Now, I want you to come back onto a stop in the middle. All right, I want you to sit up nice and tall here. No slouching, guys. Just lifting up tall. Now, going back to the 3 openings, okay? The front opening, we call it the front passage. The middle opening, we call it the middle passage. And the back opening. Now, all that 3 opening, I want you to draw them together in the middle, okay? And then on the 3 unite, I want you to draw it up like a suction off the floor, like an elevator lifting up off the floor. That's your pelvic floor. And then release. You may struggle now. Maybe you go, oh, I don't know what she's talking about. But just give it a try. Use your mind. Use your mind to imagine the pelvic floor is lifting up like an elevator up towards the belly button. Okay? And then drawing it down again. And let's give it a try again and drawing up. Let's add some breathing here. Breathing out to lift up. And then inhale. And again, exhale, lifting up, drawing up that pelvic floor. And inhale. It's time to start to activate those pelvic floor up mothers. Lift it up. And then inhale, rest it down. And again, 3 more. Exhale, lift it up. And inhale. You know what? Let's do an inhale now. We can do any breathing. Let's inhale to lift up. I'm not trying to confuse you. I'm just saying that you can do this on an inhale or an exhale. And again, inhale, drawing up, lifting up, drawing up that abdominal too. And then releasing down. And again, lifting up. And then drawing down again. Let the pelvic floor rest. One last one. And then drawing up, pulling up, nice and tight. And then releasing down. Well done. So those are your pelvic floor muscles. Let's get into this abdominal wall, okay? Now I'm more interested to activate your transverse abdominis. What is that? It's basically a band of abdominal muscles. It's the deepest abdominal muscles that's wrapping around your waistline. It's like imagine a corset, okay? The more you draw in the transverse abdominis, the more you tighten up that waistline, creating a nice hourglass figure into the middle of the abdominal, okay? And then again, release. So, let's breathe out. I want you to draw that pelvic floor up, and then I want you to wrap that abdominal muscle, the transverse abdominal muscle, the TM muscle, let's just call it that, the TM muscle into your center, nice and tight, and then release it. And again, exhale. Drawing up, tighten up that belt, tighten up that corset, and then release it. And again, if you find it difficult or challenging to do it, I want you to bring your hands together, help your abdominal wall with your arms. So give us some tactile cue here, all right? And then release. Again, draw in and up. And release. Last one, draw in and up. As much as you can, and then release. Okay, well done. Let's remove the cushion or the pillow from underneath you. Put it aside for now. Okay, now we understood the pelvic floor, I hope, and the transverse abdominis muscle, the TM muscle, are sitting like so on your knees. Let's do some spinal movement here. Arms out to the side. I'm gonna go over to my left side. My right arm comes up, and then reach it over to my left. And then coming up again, and over to the right, and coming up. Let's get that body moving, yeah? And over, and over. Motherhood can be challenging, but it's also really beautiful at times. So over, and then come back up, and again over, last one. And coming up again. Now let's add some rotation. We're gonna over to the left, reach it out, twist it, that spine. And coming up, over to the right, twisting. And over to the left. And over to the right. One more. And over to the left. and over to the right, and coming out to center. Hands on your thigh. I'm going to just turn myself diagonal here. Now I want you to pull in that belly, abdominal. I want you to draw in that pelvic floor, rounding that back, flexing. And now extending, high arch of the chest. Take care of the neck, don't drop the head back. Reach it out. And again, exhale. And in breath. And exhale. And an in breath. And exhale. And in breath. 2 more. Exhale. And in breath. Last one. Exhale. And an in breath. And then release. Okay? Coming up into your quadruped position here. A great way to train that abdominal muscle again, as well as to strengthen this arm muscle here. Okay, so onto all four, quadruped position, shoulders and hands aligned, hip and your knees aligned too. Your chest is nice and wide, make sure you don't slouch your body like so. Push the floor away, draw in that abdominal as much as you can. Okay, now I want you to inhale, breathing, and try to think about opening the ribs out. Don't push the belly out here. Now as you exhale, we need to draw that pelvic floor up and then drawing that abdominal in. So your TA muscles wrapping in tight like a belt. Okay, now inhale, opening the ribs, don't let go of the belly, and then exhale, pull it in tight. And again, inhale. Exhale, drawing the pelvic floor up and drawing that TA muscle, the transverse abdominal muscle, in as much as you can. Inhale. And then exhale. 2 more. Inhale. And then exhale. Last one. Don't let that spine sag down. Exhale. All right, keeping that TA in. Now we're gonna hold that abdominal. We're just gonna rock your body forward and then back and then forward and then back. Let's breathe. Inhale. And 2 more. Last one. Now here, we're gonna rock it back to sitting position and then come up, hold that center, and then rock it forward again to your quadruped, and then rock it back, and sit up tall, and then forward, and then back, sitting, and then forward, and then back, and then forward. Last one, and back, and then forward. And then come back into sitting position here, ladies. Now I'm gonna go to the middle a little bit. Now, again, try not to slouch here. Do your best to pull that spine up, draw the abdominals in. Now here, I want you to lift that pelvis up, drawing up that center up, and then come back to sitting down. If this is too much for you, perhaps you can have a bit of a cushion underneath you like so. So it's not so far to travel. And then down. I'm going to take the cushion away. And again, exhale. Lift that pelvic floor. Inhale, a great way to start activating that pelvic floor muscle, the abdominal muscle. And down. 2 more. Exhale, also working the leg muscle. And an in breath. 1 more. Exhale. And an in breath. All right, going back to your quadruped position. Align the shoulders and your arms, and your pelvis and your knees, your hips and your knees. Okay, breathing out, pulling that center here. I'm gonna take my left arm forward, okay, into a fist, holding that center, taking the arms up, and then we'll lower. And again, try to stabilize that spine. Don't let the body sink to the floor. On 3 more. And 2. And last. Now to the side and out and in. And then 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 and 6. Place a hand down over to the other arm. Bring it forward onto a fist. We exhale and then down. And okay, lift that center up, ladies. Don't let it sag, please. And up. And up. 2 more. Last one. Over to the side. We exhale. And then down. On 2. And 3. And 4. 5. Last one. Place a hand back onto the floor. Again, holding that center tight here. I'm going to stretch my left leg out. So the one closer to you. So extending that, slide it out. And then bring it in. And then slide out. And then bring it in. And out, slide. And then in. Drawing the center in tightly. 2 more. And push the floor away. Last one, we'll hold that leg. And now we're going to lift that leg up. And down. And 2. And on 3. And on 4. 2 more. 5. Last one. 6. Bring it down. Tuck it in. Over the other leg, please. Slide away. And in. Slide out 2. Slide out 3. Stabilize the center. Pulling out the abdominal. Don't let it, hang out. And then last one, hold. Let's lift the leg up. And then we'll lower. And again, 2. And 3. 3 more, 4. And 5. And 6. Coming in, drawing that center nicely. Okay, now from here, I want you to pull that belly in tight. I want you to tuck the toes under here. Okay? Now, press the floor away with your hands and your feet on your toes. Pulling that center in, we're going to go into a modified plank here. So push the floor away, lift the knees off the floor, and we stay here. Breathe out. Pulling in, stand for 5. Deep breathing, 4, and 3, and 2, and 1, and release. One more time. Breathe out, drawing that center in, push the floor away, stay. On 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Well done. Coming back in. Release the feet. Let's do some cat stretch here. Press the floor away or push the floor away, rounding that back. Flex the spine. Tip your head down, looking towards your feet. Inhale, elongate the tail and the head away from the opposite direction. And then continue arching the upper back up. And into a flat back, push the floor away as we round and flex the spine. Inhale, lengthening the tail and tip the head away, and then continue the upper back into an extension. And again, flat, and then into a flexion or round back, flat back, and an arch. 2 more, and then round back, flat back. Last one here, and we arch. And coming back. Well done. Sit back onto your pelvis or onto your heels. Stretch the arms forward. And stay here for a well-deserved break. So inhaling
Exhale, allow the pelvis to sink down or melt down towards the heels. The arms are reaching away from your shoulders. 2 more times. And exhale. And the last one here. And exhale. Okay.
Coming up. All right. Get yourself onto the back here. So lying on your back. Okay. All right, chest is nice and open. Arms are long. Bring your heel closer towards your bottom here. Now let's work into that transverse abdominals connection and your pelvic floor connection. You can place your hands in the front of your hips here. Take an in breath. And as you exhale, imagine the 3 passages drawing up like an elevator towards the belly button, and the transverse abdominals muscle drawing in like a corset here, pulling in tight, okay? And repeat, inhale, and exhale, drawing up and drawing in. And again, 2 more. And drawing up and in. Last one. Now we're going to go into some pelvic rocks here. So breathe in. Exhale. As you did that drawing in sensation, I want you to just rock the pelvis so your lower back is now on the floor. But be mindful. I want to create a nice scoop, concave shape here in the abdominal, not a bulging out. Okay? And then release, lengthen. And exhale, pelvic floor, TA muscles in. And then we allow that pelvis to rock, lower back's on the floor. And then inhale, lengthen. And again, exhale, scoop, inhale, lengthen. And exhale, scoop, rocking. And then inhale, lengthen the pelvis. One more time, exhale. And then lengthening it. Now moving on into some pelvic clock here. So imagine a circular movement with the pelvis, okay? You have the lower back point, I have my left hip, and then I have my tailbone, and I have my right hip. Right, so as I breathe out, I'm gonna rock my pelvis like we did before, and I'm gonna tip over towards my left hip, and then arch down towards my tailbone, and my right hip down, and then my lower back down, and then left tailbone, and then right. Kind of like a little salsa dance here, right? And again, exhale, lower back, left tailbone on the floor, and right hip. And exhale, continue that motion, gently mobilizing the pelvis. Should feel really nice here. Activating different parts of your pelvic floor here. Okay, one more time. And then coming back to your center. All right, the other direction, please. So rock the pelvis. Now this time my right hip is going to be on the floor, my tailbone, my left hip, and then lower back, right hip, tailbone, and left, and lower back, right, tail, and left. And left, lower back, and right, tail, left, and rock. 2 more. And back. Last one here. Okay. Coming back to a center position. Okay. Reaching the arms long again. Let's do some pelvic curl. So again, drawing the pelvic floor, lower back down onto the floor. And now continue the journey of lifting that pelvis up, activating the hamstring and the glutes, coming into a nice straight bridge position. Holding an in breath. Exhale, allow the ribs to melt. Lower back melting, sacrum melting, and then pelvis lengthen at the end. Again, breathing out, pulling the pelvic floor, rolling the lower back down, and then curling the pelvis up, the hamstring lifted, the bottom lifted, and the spine lift into a nice straight line. In breath. Exhale, melting. And release the pelvis at the end. Again, breath out. pressing the hips, lifting up that pelvis, holding, inhale, exhale, release. One more time, exhale, bring it up. You know, ladies, let's stay up here. Take an in breath here, and then exhale, just again, deepen up or drawing that pelvic floor. And again, inhale, exhale. You'll find that hamstring starting to be on fire a little bit or slightly warm. Inhale, exhale. 3 more breaths. Exhale. Make sure your knees are still pointing forward. Your inner thighs are engaged. 2 more. Last one. And let's roll the spine down. Good job. Let's bring the feet closer together. Coming onto your tippy toes. You can take your arms out to the T positioned on the side like so if you have space. And if you do not have space, that's okay. Place your arms down into like a V position, palms facing down here. I'm going to take my arms like this today. So now turning towards me, keeping the thighs together, we're going to twist that spine. You can turn your head in the opposite direction. Exhale, pull back over to the other side as you inhale. Exhale. And inhale, twisting. Exhale. And an in breath. Exhale. One more each side. And the last one. Exhale. Coming to the center, please. Okay, now I need to ask you to really stabilize the lower back, draw in the abdominal, try not to bulge the belly out, okay? This may be a bit challenging for some of you, okay? I'm gonna slip my hand underneath my lower back a little bit, and then the other hand on my belly, all right? So breathe out, drawing the abdominal in. I'm gonna lift my heel up, stabilize the pelvis, don't let the belly bulge. Lift the leg up to a tabletop position, knee over your hip. And then we're going to lower it to inhale, draw up the belly, exhale, in breath, exhale, in breath. 2 more, exhale, in breath. Last one, exhale, in breath. Let's take it up again, exhale, hold. Now I have my left hand on my thigh. Right, I want to press my left hand on my thigh and my thigh against my left hand. So, breathing in, breathe out, press against each other. Drawing that center, you should feel your left oblique start to activate here. Stay there for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well done. Release, lower the leg down. Right. Onto the right leg, my right hand underneath my lower back, my left hand above my abdominal. So breathe out, drawing that transverse abdominal and pelvic floor up on a tippy toe, and then bring it up onto your tabletop, okay? With that, twisting the pelvis or jiggling the pelvis. Keep it nice and sturdy there. We inhale to lower the leg down. Exhale, pick it up. Inhale to lower. Exhale. And we'll lower. Stabilize the pelvis, stabilize the lower back, drawing in that abdominal muscle. Don't let it bulge out, ladies. And do your best. If you can't go all the way down, that's okay. Halfway floating. And 2 more. Exhale. Last one. And stay up right there. Right hand against the right thigh. Right thigh against the right hand. Right, pressing against each other. Breathe out. Pushing, pushing on 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well done. And we'll release. Lower the foot, arms by the side. The next one can be a little bit challenging too. It's called the leg changes. So again, drawing that center, your belt line needs to be quite sturdy there. Take one leg up to the table. No jiggling. Hold in breath. Second leg up. Pulling that TA muscle coming up. Okay, the first leg will go down. And then we switch over the other leg. And again, in breath. Exhale. So my waistline is absolutely steady here. And an in breath. Again, you don't have to go all the way down, maybe just halfway. That's okay. Exhale, like so. And again, down. I'm going to take it all the way down now. 3 more. On 2. On 1. Bring it back up to table toe. Lower one foot down and the second one down. Now, bring your feet wide as the mat. Okay, now arms out to the side in a V position. I'm going to drop my legs towards the left side. I'm going to turn my head towards the right side for a nice stretch. We call it a star stretch here, why not? And then center. Over to the other side, head over to the side. And then center. And we go in breath. Exhale. And an in breath. Exhale. And in breath. And in breath. One more each side. Last one. Okay, bring those feet together. Now turn towards the screen. Okay. Interlace the fingers at the back of the head here. Okay, now let's lift that bottom waist up, okay? Right, knees are nicely tight together. We're gonna do some nice chest opening. I want you to not sag the spine down. Bring it up, hold the abdominals, keep the spine straight. Let's just do 4 here. Inhale, we open that chest. Exhale. And on 3. Such a great opening for you mothers, especially those who are breastfeeding. That round back position when you breastfeed, gosh, it kills sometimes. And center. Okay, release the top arm down, extend the bottom arm long. Again, lift that waist up. What I want you to do here is I want you to lift that top leg up and hover. Just hover, okay? It's gonna look like so. Now, not sagging down, but reach the spine long. All right, and stay there for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Good job. Coming up to sitting position into Little Mermaid. And then taking the arm up to the ceiling and stretch over to the side. Okay, and then over to the other side, please. All right, interlace the hands at the back of the head. Knees are nice and tight together in front of the hips. Again, lifting up the bottom waist. Don't want you to sit down. Let's do some chest opening here. We inhale, opening up that chest. Exhale, you may find that one side is a lot tighter than the other side. That's okay, we're human. And that just gives you a little sign to open that side a lot more or do more repetition on that side. You may pause the video if you like to do so. And again, over. Let's do one more time after this. And then center. And the last one, out and up. And center. Okay, release the top arm down, extend the bottom arm long here. Okay, again, lift the bottom waist up, make sure you don't sag down like a bridge. Okay, so lift it up. I want to see a nice sunlight shining through that waistline. Okay, hover or lift the top leg up, hold that position for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and come down. All right, tuck the knees in, push up off the floor. Okay, and then coming up onto a lateral stretch. So reaching the arm long and then side flexion over to the side. a good one to open that very tight obliques or QL muscle or rib cage and center. Okay, last exercise, ladies. For those of you who are breastfeeding and find it very uncomfortable to lie on your front, I know I was like so after giving birth. So you can place a pillow underneath your chest, okay, with the breast hanging out onto the other side. So like so. Right. So it just gives you a little leeway of a little space between your chest on the floor here. Okay. Now you can hover, like you don't have to have this if you feel comfortable. Okay. I prefer that you don't, but if you do need it, you can use the cushion. All right. So arms to the side here. Hovering the head off the floor, reaching the legs away, picking up the belly here. Right, we're going to inhale, reach the arms long, lift the spine up like a rocket. And exhale, gently take it down. And again, inhale, reach, up, up, up. Exhale. And again, inhale, reach it up, lift it up. And exhale one more time. And again, lengthen it. Let's activate that back muscle. And now hold. Take your arms out to the side. I want you to turn your thumbs up here, ladies. Right, now we're going to bring that thumbs up. And lower. And lift. And lower. And lift. And lower. And lift. And lift. Let's do 3 more. And 2. And 1, turn the palms back and then release the body down. Place your hands underneath your armpit. Now push the floor away and coming up onto a rest position. So resting the pelvis down to your heels, reaching the arms away. Inhaling. Exhale, allow the body to melt down to your feet. Now I want you to walk your hand towards the left side of the mat. Okay, you're going to stretch the right side of the body here as you inhale. And exhale, lengthening the right hip down to your heels. One more time. And exhale. And then walk your hand towards the right side of the mat. And then reaching out the left arm away from the waist and the hip. And again, inhale. Exhale. And one more. Exhale. And come back to the center. And then just roll yourself up to sitting. Thank you, ladies, for joining me. I hope you enjoy the class. It's a safe class for you to come back again and again to get that pelvic floor muscles and your transverse abdominal muscle back on again. I hope you enjoy the class, And if you do like it, please subscribe to this channel, and I hope to see you in another class. Thank you.